Interests of the sides and stakes of the conflict. The French position in the Crimean War was determined by the projection of its inner factors to the outside. The French Second Republic and Second Empire, linked to the figure of Louis-Napoleon or Emperor Napoleon III, was the first European nation-state established by the capitalist class produced by the industrial society. They looked for the French hegemony over Western and Central Europe to satisfy their nationalistic ambitions and profiteering. However, Central and Western Europe were in the conservative frame of the European concert, which was a system of consent of the great powers over all changes of borders, regimes, and balance of force in Europe. It restrained the French great power ambitions. The European concert was guarded by the Holy Alliance of Russia, Prussia, and Austria, of which Russia was a pillar. The new French capitalist ruling class envisaged breaking the restrictions and destroying the European concert. It was necessary to break the Holy Alliance and defeat Russia to do it. For France, the impending Crimean War was the war over the reshaping of Europe and dominance over Europe. At the same time, France entering of the Crimean War threatened the Russian possessions that Russia annexed in the 18th century, such as Ukraine, Poland, and the Eastern Baltics, rolling it back to the status of a second-rate power. The transformation of the Black Sea crisis into a conflict of existential importance for Russia and Austria and fundamental matters for Britain and France meant that it would attract many more resources and forces that its Black Sea peripheral corner deserved. The Crimean War became an all-European and all-Eurasian war, not because its fighting spread over Europe and Eurasia, but because the issues of dominance over there were grounded in it. The example of the Crimean War demonstrates how the wider interests might change the nature of the focused conflict. Attending to the conflict and preparing for it, it's necessary to assess the wider interests of the involved parties to be ready for its scale and intensity. In my course, I teach to find the stakes of the conflict. See the link to it.